and still feel heat.
So here you can see Nathan Diasha and Akim Williams in a pose down, and Phil Heath is calling the shots. This is gonna be a bit of a longer video though, because I have a lot of topics to cover today, but yeah, let's go with this first one. So I don't know if you caught this video. This is a story from some guy, I don't know who he is really, but as you know, Phil Heath is traveling around the world right now and he's rocking that goatee. Looks cool, looks fine. Comment down below whatever you think about his goatee. And yeah, here you see Nathan Diasha, who has a little bit of a trouble controlling his stomach once again, like he did at Vancouver Pro and he lost against Harry Chopin. And here you can see Akim Williams with his enormous arms and overall mass, and this is pretty much his conditioning. He's probably not gonna get any sharper from this for the Mr. Olympia. Just kidding, of course, but you know, he's not known for having great conditioning. If he was super conditioned, if he was crisp, he would be winning shows and dominating very easily, because this guy is a beast. He is huge and he's super strong as well. He's very, very strong. He doesn't have the best abs, but there is no bubble gut. It's not blown like Nathan's. Nathan's stomach is getting worse and worse, man, year after year. And as far as Phil Heath, we haven't seen his stomach since 2018 Mr. Olympia. He never uploaded any photos of his stomach. He showed us his arms, his back and so on, but we didn't see his stomach yet. Is it improved or not? We can only imagine, but probably not. We can see that he is huge. For somebody who sat it there skipping 2019 Mr. Olympia, he's freaking huge. So I'm sure he's trying to make improvements for 2020 and then show up bigger and more conditioned than ever. And even though he cannot fix his stomach, he will still look the most impressive and win the show. I think that's his goal, but maybe he's gonna show up this year, but I don't think so. I mean, he said a couple of things by this point. For example, that whoever wins 2019 Mr. Olympia is not going to be a true champion because the lineup is so depleted. But is the lineup so depleted? Maybe we're going to have a great lineup actually. I mean, these bodybuilders that are competing are making great improvements. For example, Brandon Curry may bring something special to the stage, and maybe even Rolly Winkler comes incredibly sharp. Maybe somebody else completely brings something crazy. Maybe Sean Roden actually shows up. And while we're talking about Sean Roden, let me show you. He's back on the Instagram. He is back on it and he's active. He's training, he's posting videos and photos. And what do I think? What does that mean? Well, if you watched Nick Strength and Powers video, he made a couple of good points. So for example, the first one would be that he knows something that we don't about Mr. Olympia. Maybe they'll let him compete anyways. Maybe he knows something about the case. Maybe he knows that the case will be over before the Mr. Olympia time and that his name will be cleared. And maybe simply because he needs money, maybe because he needs sponsors to stay relevant in the sport, he's uploading these videos and photos, and probably it's required from his sponsors because they're paying him money to do that. And as you can see, he's tagging them in all these posts and photos. He uploaded a video of him training and he's using a supplement in the video. So, I mean, it's not just showing up for the fans, just to say hi. Of course, he's trying to make money because the court expenses are definitely high, so he needs to make some kind of money, and this is his job. You know, being a bodybuilder doesn't really pay the bills. Being sponsored by the companies is basically how bodybuilders earn their money. Mainly, I mean, just winning the Mr. Olympia gets you $400,000, which is not little, which is a lot of money. But you know, that was a long time ago. It was last year. I'm sure he spent a lot of it, and now for this case, I'm sure he spent a lot and he needs to earn more money, so that's what he's doing, most likely. I think that's just it. Is he gonna show up at the Mr. Olympia? We cannot know that. We can just speculate, but we cannot be sure, so let it be. Let's see what happens when the Mr. Olympia comes. Let's hope for the best. I would like to see him there for sure. However, in the meantime, while Sean, Phil, Remy, Kai are keeping us guessing and speculating, and having no idea what the hell is going on and what their plans are and what is going to happen with them and their careers, we have some guys who are actually doing the work and keeping it transparent, and they are being honest with us. They are just showing us their work, and maybe we should focus on them more, right? So for example, right here you can see Luke Sandoe. This photo was posted by Aaron Singerman, and Aaron says that Luke is 270 pounds here. 270 pounds 1 week out of Tampa Pro, and at this point I think he's a favorite to win it. I think he has better chance than Dexter, actually. Dexter is a wild card because we have no idea how his legs are gonna look. Are his arms gonna be symmetrical? Is age taking a toll on his body? But we can see it right here, clearly, that Luke is looking impressive. He's huge, he is getting harder by the day. When I watched that Milos Sarcev posing video, I was doubting him, honestly. I wasn't sure is Luke gonna be in shape for Tampa, because his glutes didn't look very shredded. But right now, they're getting there, and we had the same thing before the Arnold Classic. For example, Boston Lloyd was saying that, Luke is gonna have soggy glutes. That was exactly what he was saying, and it turned out that Luke came up with perfect conditioning and placed third at the second largest show in the world. Now we have Tampa Pro, which is not as big of a show as Arnold Classic, but the lineup is stacked, it's a good lineup, and it's all about Luke bringing that conditioning. And I think he's gonna bring it. I think he's gonna do it because Chris Seaton knows his business, and this is very important. By winning this show, he's gonna make sure that he's gonna show up at the Mr. Olympia, and with this depleted lineup, Luke has a chance to crack the top 3 even. Yeah, I think so. And I must just say that this photo right here looks crazy. Freaking impressive. I mean, look at the back. It's so thick and his overall body looks Hulk-like, I must just say so. Very impressive, very big, very grainy and everything. Wow, just wow. One of my favorite bodybuilders of today, honestly. And I'm looking forward to seeing him at the Tampa Pro and to see what his full potential is. But while we're talking about relevant bodybuilders who are actually competing this year for sure, we have William Bonac with those suspicious biceps. I know that a lot of you were triggered when I said that his biceps are Synthol, and you don't agree with me, but you don't have to agree with me. You guys need to understand that pretty much every open class pro bodybuilder today is using Synthol, at least in some muscles. I'm sure that Heath even is using it in his upper chest, for example, maybe even his lats or so, because you can use it pretty much in any body part, and why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you use it? Because you guys need to understand, if you're using Synthol, you're not gonna look like Rich Piana or like those Synthol freaks. You won't be even noticed, it's just the oil that you put very deep under the muscle. You cannot see it, obviously, because it's not under your skin, it's under your muscle. Understand? Under the muscle. And it is pushing the muscle from the inside. So from the inside, it's not under the skin, it's under the muscle. Completely under the muscle. And I even saw comments like he has visible veins, so he's not using Synthol. I mean, you guys need to educate yourself about Synthol. It's not like that. It's not like that, really. I mean, you can use Synthol and still have veins and striations and everything, and most of the guys are using it, and that's normal. But William is probably using it a bit more than the others, because his biceps are looking just freaking insane. But it looks great. It looks impressive. I like it. I like the freaks. And I don't mind him using whatever he's using. And this is a compliment for him if he's not using it. And this can never be looked at as something negative, guys. I mean, I saw comments like that. I mean, if somebody told me that I'm using Synthol in my biceps, I would have to be like the biggest compliment, because somebody is saying that my biceps are looking too good to be real, right? So this is a huge compliment, especially if he's not using it. So this is just nothing negative, and I'm sure that's true. I'm sure he's using it. But aside from that, it doesn't matter if he's using Synthol or not. His physique is looking freaking impressive, and he's getting harder by the day. He has complete structure, very good physique. I like his personality as well. I mean, he is a little bit angry at everything, at the world, but I don't care. I mean, you don't have to be politically correct and perfect in any sense. He has a unique personality, and I like it. I like him. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him at the Mr. Olympia, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to bring anything new. He's going to come the way he shows up at most shows. He's always on, he's always shredded, he's always full. I mean, now without Neil Hill, maybe it's gonna be different, but probably not. I think this guy has superior genetics. I think whatever he does, he's gonna look great, and I think he's gonna be second place at the Mr. Olympia. I think Roll will be third. But, you never know. You never know these things. These guys are so close, they all have their weaknesses and their strengths, so we'll see what happens, but top 3 for William is guaranteed, pretty much. And that top 3 is basically reserved for Rolly Winkler, Brandon Curry, and William Bonac. Unless one of the big guys shows up, like Ramy, Heath, Kai, and Sean, which is not likely to happen. As far as that 4th spot, I'd say it's Luke Sandoe, and the top 6 is also wildly open. For example, this guy right here, you know who this is, I'm sure you do, John De La Rosa. He's making progress as we speak, and I'm pretty sure this guy is going to crack the top 6. I believe so, because he has everything that is needed, and he has an amazing back. The only thing that I don't like about him is his quads, the shape of the quads, and also kind of hamstrings a little, but everything else like his arms, his chest, his back, the conditioning that he brought at this Puerto Rico Pro was very, very good. And if he shows up like that, I think top 5, top 6 for him will be, yeah, I think it's possible. I think that's very realistic. I mean, this guy is just potential written all over him. The shape of those muscles, the overall structure, the mass that he's carrying is very good, and it's surprising that this guy is not placing higher, but that's because of his conditioning. He is not known for having great conditioning, but he managed peak perfectly at this Puerto Rico Pro, and that's why he won it. And I think he won it pretty easily. So I'm looking forward to seeing John at the Mr. Olympia. I think he has very good chances to crack the top 6, even top 5. Now enough about relevant bodybuilders, let's talk about the ones that are just teasing us every year and we want to know more and more about them. Greene. So a couple of hours ago he posted this video. This is him guest posing at the Fortnite World Cup. I'm not sure, is he joking or what the hell this is, but this is just what he posted. You guys tell me what it is. And I'm sure these kids were scared, and their parents as well, having this big of a bodybuilder dressed like this in a sadomaso kit. I'm sure he bought this in a sex shop and just removed the dildo. It's just weird. It's weird for me. And I can't imagine how these kids are feeling. Are they scared or confused? And what about the parents? It's just weird. It's just weird. But anyways, you can see his physique right here, and he is looking ready to win the Mr. Olympia if he just comes sharp. If this is recent, because I have no idea. You guys tell me down below. I just want to know. I honestly have no idea. The comments didn't really say anything, so just tell me if you know. And for the end of this video, I wanted to tell you that Arnold Schwarzenegger turned 72 years today. I wanted to congratulate him, so happy birthday, Arnold. And I wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for bodybuilding. Nobody has ever done as much as he has, and nobody ever will. He made bodybuilding what it is today, and I'm so grateful for that. He gave my life a purpose, basically. So once again, thank you very much, Arnold. And I'm sure all of you guys are thankful to him as well, so I can congratulate him the birthday in the name of all of you. And I wish him many more successful and healthy years, and I want him to stay with us, with bodybuilding industry, to show up at his competitions, to give the trophies to the contenders, to winners. And he's doing an amazing job even today. At 72 years, he's still involved in bodybuilding industry. And if you guys remember from the movie, when he retired in 1980, he said, I am retiring from bodybuilding. And he said, I'm giving up on competing, but I'm not giving up on bodybuilding. And he kept his word. Even today, after 40 years, nearly 40 years. So once again, Arnold, mad respect for you, mad respect. I know he's not gonna watch this video, but I can put it in words how much I am grateful